Hey guys, Veston here. Just a random video before I do my cartoon theory in a few weeks. As of right now, critics and audiences have been praising the Jellystone crossover episode that feature multiple Cartoon Network characters who were around during the good old days. The story is called Crisis on Infinite Mirth. I'm not much into Jellystone, but this episode is the only instance of me being into it. What can I say about the story? Well, let's see. I know, Cindy Bear wants somebody to talk to, when all of a sudden, squeedly-doo! There's a major rip in time and space in some of the familiar faces. What Cindy meets is Billy from the Grim Visibility of Mandy, who has been sent to the Jellystone because Mandy and Grim obviously are crazy for the Justice Friends. The problem is, he took the remote. What's even more surprising is that Dee Dee shows up at Jellystone, and the reason she was sent it was obviously because Dexter's annoyed with her. So until she returns back to her own world, she's left under the care of a female Jabberjar. Don't ask, just roll with it. And Mojo Jojo, he shows up during a fight with the Powerpuff Girls. You heard me right, the real Powerpuff Girls. Not the 2016 reboot version or the Cancel CW Girls version. The original, bona fide Powerpuff Girls. Except no substitutes. When the girls see Ace, things have been growing weary in lack of crime without Mojo Jojo around. So it's up to the girls to bring him back. Meanwhile, Dexter slowly but surely realizes that without Dee Dee around, it's just so boring. Like I haven't heard that before. Has he learned nothing from Dee Dee and the Man? I didn't think so. Tom Kenny said it before, but I'll say it for him again. Just because you're a genius doesn't make you a smart guy. And then suddenly, there comes a fight between the classic Cartoon Network characters and Jellystone. They included Ed and Eddie, Frankie, the Kids Next Door, numbers 1 through 5, Samurai Jack, Johnny Bravo, and even Plank. How the heck did that happen? Now, if you're wondering what's the story, well, you're going to have to watch and see for yourself because I'm not going to spoil anything about the plot. But I will say something about the Dimensional Portal. Fredburger, did you have to use that as a bathroom? Sage Greenblatt, I have nothing against you, and I'm sure you and Maxwell Adams didn't mean anything when you created Fred, but you need to tone down the toilet humor. Speaking of Maxwell, he actually directed this episode. It makes sense, seeing as he was the one who created the Grim Visibility of Mandy. Okay, with that aside, let's talk about the positives. One thing I should talk about is the fact they got most of the original voices of these characters back for this crossover. People like Kathy Cavadini, Tara Strong, E.G. Daly as Buttercup, Candy Milo came back as Dexter, Tom Kenny was the mayor of Townsville, Richard Stephen Horvitz, Greg Eagles, Gray Delisle, Phil Lamar, Jeff Bennett. Most of the classic gang came back and we're thrilled to be doing these characters again. In fact, I think they've been asking for years about when they were going to do new material with these characters again because they love them as much as we do. The fans, that is. And when CH and Maxwell were finally able to make the calls and tell those guys that they were going to do this, they immediately jumped at the offer. They even got Kat Cressida to come back to do Dee Dee, which was pretty cool. She sounds as great as ever. Though I will admit the special is not without its flaws. Specifically the background characters like Ed, and Eddie. If those characters can't speak, why have them there? It's the same problem with Courage the Cowardly Dog and the Kids Next Door. I wanted to hear some dialogue out of number 3 or something, but nope. Oh well, I guess it would cost a lot of money to get everyone back, but hey, they did the best they could. Sometimes if you haven't heard these characters' voices in years, they may be a bit off. Obviously because either the actors have aged or they were trying to get back in their groove. I mean, when they redubbed Digimon Our War Game, I had a hard time figuring out if that was Michael Reeves voicing Matt, because it was a bit deeper, but after some more listens, I realized, yeah, that's him. Another nitpick I have to point out is that for some reason, Frank Welker was the voice of the computer in this one. Did Dexter decide to change the gender of his computer? Anyways, the flash animation may be a bit off, but you'll get used to it after a while. I think it would have been a lot wiser if they used Rough Draft Studios in Korea for the animation, but that's just me. But hey, having all these other characters in there could be full potential for yet another crossover story. And maybe they could make it with the Power Girls interacting with the Kids Next Door, or maybe one where the girls could help Courage be less afraid of everything. Hey, I could dream, can't I? But either way, this special is worth the watch. It's saved 9 out of 10. Go see it if you haven't already. I'll talk at you soon.